Hello, my crafty people out there. It is time for our weekly project. If you haven't been here before, my name is Stephanie and I upcycle clothing. Generally things I find at my local thrift stores and sometimes estate sales. And today I am pretty sure this was a thrift store, probably American Thrift as a matter of fact. This is where I get my best sheets. So we have this beautiful 100% cotton sheet, the big blue flowers on it. Now I couldn't find a size on it, but I'm willing to bet it's no less than a queen. It probably is a king. So this is a flat sheet. There's a lot of fabric to work with, so we should be good. And I saw on a post on social media, probably Facebook or something like that this particular McCall's pattern is super popular. And I actually I saw a friend of mine wearing this exact dress not too long ago. So it's hopefully it's in fashion. It's not my strong point, but hopefully. This is M8281. It's a McCall's. It looks like this. And this seems to have all the sizes, thank goodness. And I think that we can make this with the sheet real easy. So it was also listed as one of the easiest patterns to do. So I think it will be fun. If you want to follow along, by all means do. Like, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to hype. And I'll catch you at the table. Okay, everybody. It is time to start our pattern. I have cut out the McCall's 8281. All the pieces I need to make A. You see A right there. It's a shorter dress for me, and it has a little cap sleeve. So this is the one we're going to make. I thought about making the sleeveless one, but everybody likes a little sleeve. So this on top is the remaining piece of that lining from the white skirt we changed into a shirt. So this is going to be used for our pockets, and the neckline. We'll need 2 interface pieces for the neckline. Then we've got to concern ourselves with this sheet, and it's a lot of fabric. It's got to be at least a king size. Well, at least it's got to be a king size. And this is a big flower. It's a large print, so we're going to have to lay it out, fussy cut what we want to look right for the pattern. It might take a little finagling, and it's a lot of fabric on my table. So you're not going to see all of the fabric laid out with all of the pattern pieces, because I don't even have enough floor space in this little house for that. So I will show you as I cut these pieces out as best I can, and then we'll talk about how we're going to piece them together. All right, here I am cutting out the neckline facing, and this is also still that skirt lining that we had from the white eyelet skirt that we turned into a blouse. It has come in handy 3 times now. So here I am cutting the rest of the neckline. And I also used it for the pockets, which again, it's already a good tested fabric and it seems to work. So now I'm cutting out one of the skirt panels. I think this is the front skirt panel. And then the bodice. And again, these were tricky because they had to be fussy cut. And the flowers were all, seems like the same direction. It was really hard to find one to work with each other. Okay, this is the last piece I'm cutting out, or pieces. It's the sleeves. And I am going to use the original hem of the sheet that was, the one that's closest to the pillows. It's wide. I think it's cute. So I'm going to use it for my sleeve hem. And that's the last piece I have to cut out. Okay, first thing is first, which usually it is, and that's the bodice. So we have the 2 or 3 pieces that make up our collar interfacing or facing. And we have the front and the back. Now, of course, these are right sides up. I thought the back turned out great with the one center flower. These, I tried to it was hard to find. The pattern repeated, but in one direction. So it wasn't like I could go find the alternate flower to one on the other side. So when I was fussy cutting, I got the two that looked the most alike as far as the direction they were pointing and everything like that. They're not identical by any means. And I tried to put them high enough up on the shoulder where they didn't look like they were landing on the girls. They didn't look good down here. And anyway, we're going to see how this works. Hopefully the effect will be proper. So the first thing we need to do is we take this front, and I did all of the markings from the pattern, all the little dots. There wasn't that many, but I did do all of them. And I didn't worry about the notches because, quite frankly, a lot of times I serge my edges, and that takes the notches off. So what's the point? So we're going to put these right sides together. Let me move this out of the way so you can see. Sorry if the autofocus gets weird. I'm still trying to figure out if I can do something about the autofocus. Otherwise, it's just going to be a new camera. And I'm sorry, that's my crazy dog you hear in the background. Oh, we've had some lovely weather today. Some kind of tropical thing. Tornadoes, heavy rain, you know, typical stuff. So, anyway, he's been trapped inside. So this little dot, I don't know if you can see it, there's a little dot I made here on both sides. That's what we're going to sew the center seam to. Once we sew the center seam to that, then we will sew the shoulder seams to the front and the back. Okay? And then the next step is putting this piece together so we can attach it to the actual neckline. So let's go get this done and this added to the back, and then we'll see what else happens. Okay, here I am sewing the shoulder seams. I already sewed the front seam to the dot. And then after I sew these two seams and fight with my machine a little bit, I have the facing that I put together that goes around the neckline. Okay, I have the shoulder seam sewn together, and I sewed the lining or facing that goes around the neckline. And both pieces, you stop at the little dot. Don't forget to make the little dot on the shirt and on the lining or facing. I've pinned it in the back, and it's lined up so far. Fingers crossed. So now I'm going to pin it, and I'm only sewing to that dot, and then I'm going to pivot to go to the other side. So I'm sewing the entire neckline, but I'm pivoting at that dot. So since I'm pivoting at that dot, I thought I would try to line that up first and make sure that it is lined up, and then I would pin up. So let's see if I can do that. Let's see. I might have to make an adjustment, but I'm just going to pin it, and then we'll go sew around. I am using the recommended. I am doing everything I'm supposed to do, except the notches. But I am using the recommended 5/8 inch seam allowance. That makes the pattern come out right. If you don't do that, kind of have to accommodate, or you can accommodate because you're trying not to come out to the same size. It's up to you. It's, it's whatever you need to do. Yeah, perfect. All right. Now I'm going to go to the other side, do the same thing, and then we'll meet back at the machine to sew it all down. Okay, here's me putting the neckline facing in. There's that pivot point at the front. And then I continue on to the back and finish it up. Okay, now they want us, I've tucked the collar in, I've pressed it down. You can understitch. I didn't understitch. I know that's a no-no, but I hate understitching. So I pressed it down, and the reason I didn't understitch is because I'm going to be sewing on top of this anyway. It's not like it's going to flip out because it's going to be sewn down. They want a 1 inch seam all the way around from the edge of the neckline and down the front, which sounds cool, but they don't tell you how to do it, because where do you stop and start? There's not a marked point on the pattern. So what I had to do was I had to finagle it. I put an inch on my hemming ruler, and I come off an inch here from this center seam, and I put a pin there, because I figured, well, that's the starting point, right? And then I had to put a pin, I had to take it and put it up against my neckline and pull that inch, and that point right there where that pin enters the fabric is my pivot point. And I had to do the same thing over here. But they didn't really tell you how to do that. They just said, put a 1-inch seam around it. Well, I mean, I guess you could sew it from the other side and do that. But I like to sew from the right side, so I know that it's nice and straight. You know, because on the other side, your lining could be crooked. I mean, there's a lot more options to mess it up. So I also put a couple of pins down here at the bottom to make sure these two, or this seam, the center seam, was matching the center seam on my facing. So I'm going to go run a 1-inch seam all the way around the edge. And then the next thing we need to start working on, I believe, is our pockets. All right, here's me rechecking and rechecking myself as I'm going down this center seam to make sure I keep the 1-inch mark on both sides of that center seam. It was, I guess I could have just drawn a line. Maybe that would have been faster. Okay, I just wanted to show y'all, this is the back skirt, and we're going to be putting pockets in this skirt. So this will be these pockets. This is the back piece, obviously, that goes with the back skirt. And then there's another one, because we cut out 4, that goes on the front in the exact same way. We're putting them all the way to the edge, and I've already put a gathering stitch in, 2 gathering stitches in the top. But we're putting them all the way to the edge and all the way to the side edge. And all we're doing is putting a 1/4-inch seam down that side to attach this. We're not closing it up yet. We'll have to fold it out, fold both of them, both sets of them out, and then sew around them from the outside. Okay, I've got the 1/4-inch seam allowance where I just put the pockets onto the front and back of the skirt. And now this is again folded up. That's the rest of the skirt on the other side. It's kind of long when it's not gathered. And I've pressed the seam allowance towards the pocket and pressed the pockets out. And what we're going to do now is we're going to come up from the hem. We're going to go all the way to one of these little dots that was put on the pattern, and I actually transferred. Then we're going to go around the pocket. And we're not going to go across the top, but we are going to stitch down this little teeny tiny bit between the dot and the edge of the seam allowance. I'm assuming that's just to secure it. Okay, here I am sewing up the side of the skirt, pivoting at that point that we marked on the pattern, and just going around the pocket, nice and easy. And then it'll go all the way to the top without sewing over. Okay, it's time to gather the skirt so we can attach it to the top. I did not cut notches, so I went ahead and just folded these in half and marked the center points in the front and the back. Made sure that there's a center point marked in the back of my bodice because the front has that front seam. So I'm just going to start gathering these, and then we're going to attach them right sides together, I believe, and sew around. I've also pinned my pockets down so they don't get in the way. That was an actual recommendation on the pattern. All right, here I am doing some gathering. 2 threads at a time, pull, pull, pull. Then I put the bodice inside the skirt with the right sides facing each other, and I'm pinning that, meeting, our center points, and just loosening the gathers to make it fit. And then I take it to the machine and I sew all the way around, making sure I pull those pockets up to line them with the edge of the fabric. Okay, we have the skirt attached. nice and gathered. And I went ahead and pressed the seam allowance towards the bodice. While I was doing that, I also pressed about a 5/8 inch hem. I serged the bottom, so all I have to do is turn it up and make the hem. So I have the hem to put in, and we have the sleeves. Not usually a favorite of mine either, but I figure as long as I'm gathering, I might as well go all the way. So we'll go over to the machine and we will sew both of these together under the on the arm seam, the underarm seam. And once we sew these together, again, right sides together, and we left our big hem, so we don't have to hem these. They're going to be a smidge longer than they would have if we had done it the normal way and hemmed them. So we're going to go sew these seams down and get them into these armholes. And while I'm over there, I'm also going to run that little stitch around that 5/8 inch hem that I pressed down. Here I'm sewing up the side seams of the sleeves, or the underarm seam of the sleeves, using the 5/8 inch seam allowance. Okay, this is my issue with sleeves. They don't go in unless you put an easing stitch, or at least not in my experience, not for a straight seam. I mean, a straight like sleeve. And this particular pattern doesn't say anything about putting an easing stitch in. So I am going to cheat and bypass the easing stitch, and I'm just putting a tiny little pleat to pick up my slack at the top seam of the shoulder. It still looks cute. It doesn't do anything to detract from the pattern. If you want to do an easing stitch, do it. It didn't say it in the pattern, and I'm not in the mood to do one because I've already gathered this entire skirt and I can't find the other sleeve. I know it's in here, but I just wanted to let you know the sleeve is typical. It's got more than it needs, and I think that's normal. All right, here I am turning the sleeve inside out and matching the seams underneath. And then I'm just going to pin them around, and I'll make a little pleat at the very top to take up that excess instead of using an easement stitch. And there I am going to put the sleeve in just by sewing around with the 5/8 inch seam allowance. And after I do this, then I sew that 5/8 inch hem. Okay, everybody, what you think? I really like it. I do. I was surprised. I wasn't sure if I would. It's got almost like a high-low kind of waistline, which is really cute. And I love the pockets. They're actually rather deep. The only thing that caught me off guard was the drop shoulder. I just didn't look at the pattern well enough to realize it was a drop shoulder. Now, me personally, I would make it sleeveless next time just because of the drop shoulder. But I think the sleeves turned out good with the original hem and everything. So if you enjoyed it, by all means, like, subscribe, let me know what you think. Don't forget to hype, and I will catch you on the flip side of our next project.